Hey everybody, it's Mr. Roche. We're back here with the ball bouncy program, and we've gotten one ball to show up. But what we would like to do is have many balls to show up, okay? And for that, you need to use a data structure. Now, you guys are Code Academy graduates, so one of the data structures that we could use, which was talked about in Code Academy, is the array list, okay? So, we're going to make, right now we have one bouncy ball. We are going to make a data structure that will hold many bouncy balls, okay? And that is going to be an array list. And we know how to do that. We can go array list, right? And then what's cool about an array list is that you can put anything that's an object or anything that has a class, you can put into it. I don't think you can put like ints into it, but you can put things like bouncy balls into it. And what you have to do is you have to make that little hashtag or that little HTML tag thing for it. And you say bounce ball, okay? And then I'm going to call this like the B list, okay? There's the A list and then there's the B list, okay? And I'm going to have an organized import issue, okay? That I need to take care of, okay? And this is going to give me a warning, I guess, right now because I haven't taken care of the thing. This is also giving me a it wants a ID number for it, and I'm going to go with that, okay? It's so that the thing can be tracked, but that's fine. It gets rid of that one, and here we are. So I got the B list. Okay. So this is a declaration of a B list, and then in the constructor, what I want to do is I want to work with the B list. So this is the B list, okay? And I'm going to say new array list bounce ball, like that, and just call up the constructor for it, okay? Now array lists are awesome. They're kind of better than traditional arrays. There's another way to do this, which is with a traditional array, but we're going to use this guy right now because array lists are easy because they're like actually very like formable and like malleable. You can add things, you can remove things, you can kind of reorder things quickly, and with a more traditional like list or array, a traditional array, it's a little bit harder to do. So this is sort of a good thing. And one thing I'm going to do right now too is I'm going to take out the test ball because we're kind of done with the test ball. Okay, so there's no more test ball in our program. But that's going to be okay. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so now what I got to do is I want to make a list of balls, and then what I need to do actually is generate the balls. So I'm going to make another private variable. It's going to be an int. It's going to call it how many balls. Okay, and one of the things we might want to do is set that through a constructor, but I'm just going to give it a kind of a default number right now. I'm going to say how many balls, and I'm going to say it equals like, you know, like 50, something like that. So I'm going to go for like 50 balls on the screen. That's my sort of goal here, okay? And then what I want to do is I want to generate the balls. So what I got to do is this is the instance for a certain type of loop, like the for loop, to kind of generate, because we know how many balls we're going to have. So we can just write a for loop for this, okay? So I'm going to say int I. Then the I is for iteration of the loop. Every you know, like kind of like cycle of it. Starting at 0, while, and this is a semicolon, so I gotta put a semicolon in there. While I is less than how many balls. Okay, and then I'm gonna go plus plus I to keep I kind of chugging up to the number I want. Okay, and I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna say B list dot, and the command for this is add. So if I add a bounce ball, everything's great. So I can go like this and say I can add new bounce ball. So I can call it a constructor like we did before, and I can send it this. We actually had an old line like that, and that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so there it is. So everything's great. If I can just paint them now, right? That's really all I have to do. Okay, and we still have an old test ball thing here. I'm going to kind of comment that out, but everything's sort of okay. But if I run it right now, nothing's going on because nothing's being painted. Okay, so it's like empty. That sucks. Okay, to paint them, basically Let me show you two ways to do this. One, we could actually use the for loop. For loop is actually okay for this, okay? Because we know exactly how many balls we have. That's great. But what we want to do is we would have to go get them. We have to get the ball. Okay, so you'd have to go blist, and then what we want to do is for each of them, you'd go like dot get, right? And then what you do is you get, like what it wants to know is this index number. And the index number would be, like they're all like numbered. When they come in, they start at 0. So the first one comes in, it's 0. Second one comes in at, 1. Third one comes in at 2. That kind of thing, okay? And what we're going to do is we get index of I, and then we would say, so what happens is this gets one of the balls, okay? So you could do something like this. You could go, like if you wanted to, you could go bounce ball B equals this, right? And you could go like this, and you could say B dot, how do you spell it right? B dot draw me. And we could send it the paintbrush. Okay, that's sort of what we did before. Let's test that out, okay? Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Okay, so there they are. They're all there. They're hanging out. That looks pretty good. Okay, that's what we kind of want. Okay, so that sort of works. Okay. Let me show you one thing too. In the code, this can be written a little bit faster. You can actually just go like this. You don't have to kind of hold on to the ball in a variable. We can just go like this. And you can put it all in one list. So you can say blist get I. So for the ith one, draw it. That's what you're sort of saying in the list. So it gets the first and the zeroth in the list. It gets the first in the list, second list, so on and so on, and it'll go like this. So see how it works the same way? There it is again. That's awesome. Okay, let me show you another way to do this too. Okay, I'm going to comment this out. There's another way to kind of do this as well. It's the same thing. It sort of works the same. I like the next one better because it's for array lists, because what it allows you to do is it allows you just to kind of like iterate over a whole thing. There's this thing called an iterate. Great. Okay, and I looked up an example of it, and it looks like this. You're going to say for, okay, and then you can put in the type of, like you can kind of like make a kind of a variable like in the loop, okay. And you can say the thing we're getting out of the array list are bounce balls. So we're going to go for bounce ball B, let's say, okay. And then you can give it, like this is a colon, and you say B list, okay. And then you just go like this. You'd say B dot, hopefully B will show up. Let me see. Yeah, it's called bounce ball. Oh, I didn't put an N. Bounce ball. That'll solve a lot of problems. So I'm going to say B dot, yeah, draw me. Like that. Okay. And we'll send it to paintbrush. Okay. That looks like a little cleaner. It looks a little neater. What this does is it saves you the trouble of typing out all that stuff. So if you have a data structure like an array, you can just iterate over them, and it'll sort of work the same. So that's good. And that's what you get. See, it's working. Okay, that's good. We like it. Let's do another one. So you get all these like different patterns and things like this. This is great, right? This is exactly what we're looking for. Now we just have to get them to move, but that's it.